Raw Talk Censored, episode 4.
Let's go.
We got Bub, the real estate guru, in the building.
We also have LV, LeVar. He's into towing and scrapping. Call him the Tow King. Is that right? Am I right with that? Is that what they call you?
Tow King.
Scrap King.
The Scrap King.
No
Oh, yeah. He has tow trucks. Yeah.
It's all
Scrap King.
Yeah.
He's also known as LV the God.
Is that on IG?
I don't know. Is it?
No.
No.
That's like a name that people that know me know.
Oh.
We
A
Raw
certain
Talk.
people, not everybody.
Raw Talk.
Yeah.
It's LV
Everybody
the
gonna
God.
know.
Yeah.
That's right. It's going to be a household name now.
So we're going to talk, like we talk, a little bit about business and get to know who LV, who's the guy behind LV, and who's the guy body over here behind Bub, and these beautiful, handsome smiles that we have from these gentlemen. Let's start with you, Bub. How did you get into, first of all, just in talking to you, this is how I know, like, Bub is doing this thing with real estate. And one thing that, when I talked to you the other day about taxes on property, right? And paying them, you said your grandparents don't pay taxes at all. We're talking property taxes because you said at a certain age. Go ahead and elaborate on that.
Yeah, at a certain age, you don't pay taxes. I guess it's just like an abatement that they got, program that they got with the county, that you just don't pay taxes once you get a certain age, like senior citizen. I'm not sure to know like the actual facts of it, but you don't pay taxes.
So at a certain age, you pay like half the taxes or something like that, and then at a certain age, you don't have to pay them at all.
You just don't pay nothing.
Yeah, and I didn't know that.
Is it a certain age?
Yeah, it's definitely an age.
Yeah.
Did you call and check?
No, I had my mom call and check.
What they say?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna ask her.
So it's probably it could be probably a Cuyahoga County thing where they do some type of abatement for senior citizens.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And she definitely would qualify. Yeah. So tell us, like, what makes you successful in real estate?
That's a tough question.
Start from the beginning, Bub. Like, how did you start in real estate?
I mean, the housing market was cheap at that time, so you could get a house for $2,500 at that time. So it was just a lot going on at that time. Had the money and just want to do something different. Hanging around VAR, scrapping cars. Buying tow trucks. He wanted to turn the whole neighborhood into scrappers. So, that wasn't really for me. I ain't really like it. The money slowed up. That really wasn't cool. But so I just wanted to do something different. My uncle knew how to do houses and taught me and my brother how to do it. So we just tried it out and I liked it. And it was just like some income that I would have every month to know, like I got this every month coming in. So it was just something I tried out. I really like it.
So you flip houses?
Yeah, I flip them now, but when I first started, I was renting them. My goal was to get 10 properties, $10,000 a month. But when I was 30, I wanted $1 million, but that ain't happening. So.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
Okay.
So it wasn't buy them and hold them.
No, it was buy them and hold them then, but
now it's flipping.
Yeah, it's flipping now. The housing market is at all-time high.
Market? Yeah.
All-time high now.
So let me ask you this, because this is very interesting, and I'm sure it will be interesting to viewers as well. The real estate investment empire, right? You buy a house for $2,500. What does that include?
That was back in 2010.
Well, yeah, but still, even then, because they're not that cheap now. But when you buy a house that inexpensive, what do you have to put into it?
At that time, you probably got to put everything in it. They done stole the plumbing, the electrical, the furnace, the hot water tank. Like, it's just a shell, basically.
Yeah, okay.
There's nothing in there.
So basically, you just gutting it and putting everything back into it.
Yeah, but I was also buying houses in the neighborhood, too. So, it was in Cleveland. Yeah. I never really tried to, like Maple or nothing like that. But I'm pretty sure them was probably like 10 grand, 15 grand at the time. But I never did it because I was really, like, a little skeptical of doing it anyway because I didn't really have all the paperwork and didn't really know what I was doing as far as pulling the permits and all that. So I was kind of skeptical of it, so I just stayed in Cleveland where I was at and just fixed them without pulling permits. And
Yeah.
Where have you grown to since then?
Huh?
Where have you grown to since then? Where do you buy the majority of your properties at now?
All I buy is in the suburbs: Maple, Garfield, Bedford, Warrensville, South Euclid,
Nice.
Oakwood.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
That was the recent one.
What about Avon? Would you buy out there?
Yeah, I would, but it's kind of far.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just certain areas is hotter than others. Like South Euclid hot, Oakwood hot, Warrensville hot, Garfield hot. So it's just like you really want to buy them in the hot areas.
What
'cause
makes
you know,
that an area hot?
that I don't know. Honestly, I don't. That I don't. I just kind of like study
You
it.
just
and-
you just know it's hot. Like
Based on the price?
Like
Yeah.
what's your definition of hot? I guess. Like if I'm going out there and I want to say I can't say Cleveland really hot. Maybe.
No, hot means like selling in 24 hours.
Mm.
You know, like selling same day. Like buying a house in South Euclid, you seeing it like 1 month 40,000, the next month they selling for 60,000,
Okay.
and they still need to be rehabbed. But then when you fix them, they selling for 200,000.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's hot to me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
that's
hot to
that's
me too.
That's a big flip. But then you got Maple, you spending 40,000, 50,000, and you know you can sell it for 130. But, you know, that's okay. It's good. With Garfield, you spend 50,000, you selling it for 150, 160. That's hot to me. And it's selling in 3 days. You know, it's like it's great.
Yeah.
Do
I don't
houses in
think it-
Garfield really go for 150, 160,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Wow.
got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. So, and I think I asked you this the other day, but I may have forgot what you said. If you had to start with nothing from the ground up, how would you hustle right now to make some money?
Call VAR. I wouldn't even hustle. I got my mans. He got it all. I'm calling him.
Oh, he the guy for
he the
real,
guy.
huh?
Hey, he
Godfather.
He done made it known to me, man.
So
No
he
matter-
done
he done
VAR.
made-
What VAR gonna do?
he
Like,
done- he done made it known. Anything I need, always call me. I got you.
so what you
I
gonna do
give
when
you
he
whatever.
call? When he call, how you gonna put him on? Like, but what?
whatever you ask for.
Okay, what you asking for? Like, and the reason I'm asking this question is for, let's just say somebody is down on their luck, has a business
But you
mindset.
got to remember, it can't be just anybody. It got to be somebody that. It got to be somebody that got a vision. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like somebody who has a vision.
But you got to have a proven vision. It can't be, oh, I think I want to do this. You know what I'm saying? And think that somebody gonna hand you something. You know, it has to be a proven vision where they actually sat down and planned it out. Like we were talking the other day. You in the housing market, you got to have more than one carpenter. You got to have more than one plumber. You got to have more than one roof guy because everybody won't be available at times. Rather, some people won't be available. You know what I'm saying? And the longer the house sit on the market, or not just the market. And I'm not, and this is his lane. But I do know that the longer it takes to get the house done, you losing money.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So in addition to, I guess what I'm asking as well is advice for in general, for maybe not to come to you like personally, like somebody could say, VAR put me on or whatever the case may be. But like, what would you get out here and do? Like we had the last guest saying, they would get out here and Uber. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many ways that you can hustle. What would you do? You need to make $1 on a legit side. What would you do to start from the bottom up to go after your real estate vision or support, scrapping, opening a scrap yard? Yeah, what would you do? You don't have anything but a vision on something else. How would you get there?
I probably would use my credit. I would use my credit.
What if you didn't have that, Bub?
If I didn't have that,
you got to read
you
you
real
lost
building.
everything. Like
Yeah.
right
I'd
now
probably
you
be
were.
a stripper. No, I'm just
Let's play some music so Bub can do a little dance.
No.
Because Bub is hot now.
What
I
was
ain't
that
seen
movie
Bub in
called,
forever. Big Mike of Mike.
No. What
The
was
strippers?
that movie called with Acrimony?
I don't know.
what would
Wasn't
it
that
do?
Tyler Perry?
Oh
movie?
yeah,
With
with
Taraji?
Taraji.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta you just gotta keep going for it until it happens. You know what I'm
Spent a
saying?
lot
But
of
what
money.
does going
If you
for
really-
mean?
So I guess
What-
let's just take
you've
me
seen
for
the
an
movie,
example,
right?
and we don't have to elaborate. But like starting from Like I feel like I'm you know, of course I have a business mindset, and some doors that we've shared have been shut down on me completely. So I really feel like I'm the underdog all over again, and I keep being the underdog, and I don't mind it because I like to go after whatever I want, right? But I also like to think, okay, this vision is going to cost X amount of dollars over here, X amount of dollars over here. How can I get there? What else can I do? That type of advice. Like if you had to right now, LV scrapping business, COVID said, ain't no more scrapping, no whatever, ain't no more real estate. What would you do starting from the ground up to make some money?
I go work for somebody that's scrapping.
Okay, let's say you were 18 years old, Bar. 18 years old, straight out of high school, want to get out here and do it on your own, really don't want to work for anybody, but you have a vision. What would you do? Because at that point, they don't have any credit, they don't have any experience. They're starting from the bottom. How would you build?
If my passion was, I wanted to scrap or sell cars. If I wanted to scrap, I go work at a scrap yard. If I wanted to sell cars, I try to get a job at the car lot.
Yeah.
And then from there, I would, save my money because I got to believe in my vision first. And in order for other people to believe in it, save my money and, go from there.
Yeah.
Write it down, make it happen.
So let's talk about how you got started scrapping.
How I got started, me and Mark bought a tow truck.
Okay.
And at that time, I had a car lot. And we were paying people. Mark was detailing the cars. He might have even been selling cars. I ain't 100% sure. But he had a detail shop. And we went and bought.
How much money you made off of that?
What?
How much money did you make off the detail shop?
Well, Mark had a detail shop. Mark was eating. I was selling cars with Pooh was helping me sell cars. Well, Pooh was doing his thing, but we went and found a tow truck. It was down in West Virginia, and we paid $3,500 for it. On the way back, blew the motor. Like we had to have it towed back. Got it back. Pete put the motor in, and shortly after, maybe 3, 4, 5 months, the guy across the street from me that had a tire shop. He's like, you got a tow truck, why you ain't scrapping? I'm like, shit, I don't know nothing about scrap. So the guy that drive for me now gave me my first scrap vehicle. Then it was like a 92 Ford F-150. So I went and picked it up because Hank told me. He said, when you get it, bring it over. So when I brought it over to him, he showed me what to take off, the converter, the radiator. Yeah. Now, I forget what I gave Marcus for it, but just say like $150. So after Hank cut that stuff off and it had aluminum wheels on it, he was like, take it to the scrap yard and I'll turn you on to whoever you sell the converter to. So I paid $150 for it. I take it down to the scrap yard. They gave me like $250, right? So I'm like, damn, I got my money back plus some. Then I got these wheels, these converters, this converter and this radiator. I got the car lot where I got to buy cars. I got to fix them. I got to wait for them to sell. So I'm an ex-street dude. I'm thinking, like, I want this money right now instead of waiting on it. So it was like, forget selling cars. I'm going to scrap. It was that day that he turned me on to that I knew that scrapping was what I was going to do. So I went around. I got flyers made. I got them green. They were black writing, but the flyer was green or orange. And what I would do, I get up every morning. I'll ride past like certain areas, East Cleveland mainly, and if a car's sitting in the back of the house, I wouldn't put it on there. I'll put it in their screen door. But if it was sitting in the front of the house, I just put it on their windshield and just waited for calls. Yeah. And the rest was history. Like it was just like you invest your money today. If the scrap yard open, you get it back today.
God talk.
Yeah, so listen, that's why I wanted to get a pink tow truck because of our. Like I went with him and everything, going and took notes on scrapping cars, and maybe when my money get up, I might get another pink tow truck. So go ahead, friend. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh, okay. So when you first started, would you pay? When you were advertising, you would put the flyers on people's cars.
Right.
You were paying them for the car.
Yeah.
How much would you pay them?
It depends on what the price of metal was at the time. You pay according to what the price of metal.
Watch your stool is making that noise.
I forgot one thing. When I got to scrapping cars, Mark vision wasn't my vision. So I found another tow truck out in Chicago. Me, a Kia, and my father, when he picked it up, I asked Mark to buy me out the truck, which he did. Went to Chicago, got a tow truck on the highway. The muffler fell off that thing. Like it was just.
That's why they were selling them.
But the thing was, we made it back. Took it to the muffler shop, got the muffler put on there, and it was just like ever since then, probably since, I don't know, maybe 03, 04, I probably had like 16, 17 tow trucks, but it's always one better than the next. You know what I'm saying?
So you would say you're successful in scrapping, right?
Yeah.
So where this is, you know, not 100% what you do, but you also have the car lot, you know. So what do you do when your days, like, you know, I call you a lot. Like, I've been knowing LeVar for 20 years, and he's like almost like the hood shaman, you know, like you can call him about like what do I do about this business, this dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, so talk about like when your days are off and how you keep pushing forward, because I have a lot of those, and I believe that, you know, I was in like really doing bail bonds tough, and then when I had my son, it being a single mom, it scared me. Like, now I have to I can't hustle just for my mouth, I gotta hustle for his mouth too. So it's like the business slowed down. What do? I immediately went to go punch a clock, you know what I'm saying? And I was able to easily do that. Thankful for you for that, right? If I know if I would have kept pushing instead of just, you know, everything happens for a reason, copping out and punching the clock, because I wasn't doing it for 10 years, that I probably would have been a little bit further along. So what do you do in them days of when you have tough days where it ain't hitting like it need to hit?
Truthfully, I definitely had those days, but I just think about, in those cases, the situation that I'm in, you know, even back then, it's always somebody in a worse situation than you are. Yeah. So that just pushed me forward. And I look at the bigger picture where I want to be. So if I have a bad, you're guaranteed to have bad days. I mean, that's just what's going to happen.
What's a bad day? Like, a bad day to me is like financially not hitting the number that I need to hit. So what's a bad day for you? What do you mean? In business?
Maybe not picking up a car.
Okay,
I mean,
so financially.
I don't like really, I put myself in position to, the average bad day ain't really a bad day. You know what I'm saying? And even now that I have days where I don't pick up cars, I got other things to do outside of that.
Right.
Sometimes I get so caught up in picking up cars, I forget to do this. I forget to pay a bill. I may get a shut-off notice, you know, because I didn't forget much because I'm chasing these cars. So my bad days are not financially. It's a mental thing. Sometimes I have got caught up in doing so much that I don't focus on like the main thing. You know what I'm saying? I try to do 5 or 6 things instead of delegating it, and it causes me to feel overwhelmed. Yeah. Like thinking I can do everything myself.
Oh, that is all of us.
Thinking I can do everything myself, or wanting people, the guys that I deal with, wanting them to do it my way instead of
letting them.
Yeah. So that be kind of, but it's a day. I'm never down for days. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because again, I have to refocus. It's like, dude, you in a situation where, you know what I'm saying? It's people worse than you. You know, there's people, you know, you got people that complain about, oh, I need a car. I'm tired of walking. You got a motherfucker that ain't got legs that can't walk. Yeah. And you sitting up here complaining about that shit. Like, we all got roofs over our head. We pay our own bill. We may not be doing what we want to do, but we're making it. Yeah. It's somebody right now downtown sleeping outside. Yeah. We ain't sleeping outside. Right. So that's what keep me.
So being thankful for what you have.
Yeah, just being, and that came from my cousin, because he told me a few years back. He told me that I go so hard, I don't take time to appreciate what I do have. Yeah.
That is
and once I start doing it, it's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in a great fucking situation. Yeah. But I feel like I can do better. Yeah.
You know
what about you, Bub? I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry. Just real quick. What's funny is that, so Sharon and I, we have these conversations all the time. And I think oftentimes, and I definitely do it, we take, not that we're ungrateful, but we don't think about where we are right now and that one day we were praying to be here, right? We were praying to be here, and like we just need to bask in the moment and understand this is where we are. You know what I mean? And what we need to do to push forward. Like, what is it for you, for instance? You know where you are, right? What do you need to do to push forward? And we know we talk about goals, aspirations, and all that. But look at where you are too.
I'm about to cry.
You know, don't do it. Don't do it.
So,
I want to shift gears for a little bit because we're gonna get to a point where we get to time, and this has been good. But don't you be laughing because I don't want to mess up my makeup, right? But this is good, right? So listen. So this is a thing that plagues me a lot, and I want to hear both of your point of views, right? So I have a son, and I think about him being a black man, right, growing up in this day and age, right? So what advice, with all the killings that have happened by police, right, what advice would you give your son, because you got a son that's grown, right, while driving when they get pulled over by the police?
My son, I mean, I tell him, just listen to what the cop's saying, because at that point, your life really in his hands. So whatever he feel like he want to do or he feel comfortable doing, that's what he gonna do. So it's like you give him no reason to even, like don't touch your phone, don't do nothing. Just keep your hands on the steering wheel. Don't do nothing. If they ask you to reach for something, you tell them to get it. Like, it's just we already losing. So it's like, the minute you go reach for something, they say you grabbing the gun, and you could have just been grabbing the insurance like he asked. But he thought that it was something else over there. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you just listen to what they say, and just that's the only thing that I can honestly tell my kid. But once you get out of there, you call me and then let me know what went on, and then we can handle it from there. But the first thing is for you to get away from them. You know, and if they pull you over, just make sure you somewhere where you can be seen. Don't pull on the dark street. Don't don't pull on no side. In no dark place. Nothing. Just make sure you can be seen. And I mean, they got body cameras now, so I mean,
that they turn off. I have so much anxiety over this issue just thinking about it. Like thinking like, okay,
you can see when they turn that joint off, though. They hit you with the.
But listen, I think about like, okay, should we practice scenarios? Should I always tell him to have his idea? Because guess what? Just like the person the guy who in Atlanta jogging down the street, right? He was doing nothing and got shot, and he did. You know what I'm saying? So like, what do we want to practice, or do we just want to tell them some things you just can't get around, and here's the best advice I got?
I mean, at that point,
so raw talk it.
At that point, you should always have your license and insurance over the visor, so you don't even when he comes, you get that before he even come. You have that. Like this, as soon as he open the window.
Is yours over the visor now?
Yeah, no, it's in my wallet on the door, but I'm gonna grab that before they even
come up to the car.
Yeah, I got gun license, so I know they. That's the first thing they probably look at.
So did what's his name? I'm gonna say his name wrong because name is not what's his name? Fernando.
Who do that was jogging?
No, he was going to show that he had his license, right?
But I gotta say something.
Say it.
I'm
I'm a single mom. Even
so,
here's the thing.
Driving.
Like, and what does
car's gonna be flying in.
But what
I'm tell him to run.
What does Jay calls it something? My coach Jay. He calls it something where when things happen in society, it still causes trauma for you.
It all depends on where you. You know what? For real, it depends on where you're at. Like, no time have I ever got pulled over that I experienced a racist moment with a white cop. It's always the black cops that talk shit. I had a black cop pull me out the car and punch me in the jaw, like on some real shit. Like, white cops, like when I depending on the situation, when I get pulled over, I roll down the window, I put my hands out the window. You know what I'm saying? Let them know it ain't no bullshit happening. But
every time you get pulled over?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, cause every time at nighttime.
Okay.
because I don't want it to be mistaken that I was trying to grab for anything. But I'm speaking as a older person now. Before, it wasn't a lot of black guys getting killed, you know what I'm saying, over that. But when it comes to the White House, man, like, for example, I'm out in Lakewood. You know, Lakewood is mainly predominantly white. So I'm in the Slingshot. The tag expired. The tag has been expired for a long time because I don't drive it. So I tried to use the pandemic thing. Like, man, license bureau was closed. He said, this thing was it. Well, when he first pulled me over.
Black or white?
White cop. I don't even know where he came from. But I'm riding through downtown Lakewood. So when I turned down Bonneville, I turned down the street because I want to come down and come back up. I'm looking for a parking spot to go and game on. So the way that this car was rolling, how fast it was, it couldn't be nothing but the cops. So I pulled over. Before he even turned his sirens on, his lights on, because he never turned his sirens on, I had my hands out the thing like this. He walked up laughing. He was like, man, you can put your hands down. I'm like, no, I just don't want nothing to happen. He was like, you cool? I said, why you pull me over? He's like, because your plate expired. I'm like, man, I couldn't, the pandemic going on.
Was he following you? How did he see that your plate was expired?
I don't even know. I have no idea. So I'm like, the pandemic, He said, no. He said,
he was like, bullshit.
He was like, it applied for what date, whatever,
Yeah.
But the lady another car came over. They ain't pulling you over by themselves. The lady came up. She on the passenger side. She up there talking about, like, I finally got to see one of these things in person. All this old bullshit. So he like the sergeant. And he on. I'm like, you gonna give me a ticket? He was like, yeah. He said, you riding around on the smart?
Yeah,
I'm
gotta
like,
make us
like,
quota.
yeah, like at this time I see he cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, he came out, gave me a ticket. I say, so do I gotta go or can I still hang around? He said, you can still do your thing. He was like, just in case you get pulled over again, show him the ticket and show him that you got pulled over early. But my point is saying that is to say this. I'm out in the white neighborhood. I still didn't experience racism, but I still addressed them. I let them know that they got the power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to make it, why the fuck you pull me over,
Yeah.
Like, I know my sticker expired.
Yeah.
Like, if I get pulled over for speeding, I know I was speeding.
Yeah.
Talking shit to them ain't gonna make them feel like they was wrong. You know what I'm saying? You got the power. What did I do, officer? You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, I ain't fucking with them. Yeah. No, I don't. So, things might change 11 years from now when Mason turns 16. So, you go back to the
Like, are you saying, like, that I'm
he
worrying
ain't gonna
for
drive
nothing?
for long. Yeah.
Because he going to be flying.
No.
car.
I just think that you putting cart before the horse. You know?
I think it's also about ignorance. We talk to our kids. We'll expose, especially with the son, we'll expose them to what's happening in the world. And just to kind of preface, there was just a talk in the House with one of the officials, and they were talking about the incident that happened at the Capitol, right? Get it started.
Hey, you see a little swing?
Hey, hold on.
Hey, do it again. Get it.
Dang.
Get it. Do it again.
So they were talking about what happened at the Capitol.
Hey,
I don't want no liquor.
Go ahead, y'all.
They were talking about what happened at the Capitol, and one of the House officials said that he wasn't threatened, right? He didn't feel threatened with them having guns, But if it had been a BLM type of movement, he would have been.
And he said this.
He said that. Like, that speaks volumes, right? So they're afraid. Yeah, they're afraid.
I really
so I
don't
think,
even think. I think it's just
to a certain extent, I think
people be saying that, the Black Lives Movement and all that. Like, every black person ain't the same, just like every white person ain't the same. Like, I live around like really nothing but.
Yeah.
I live around nothing but white people, dog.
But they're scared. You gotta understand. Listen, you gotta understand. Them same white people that you live around.
Okay.
Them the same white people that done went to college. They done went to Yale. They done went to nice schools. They never experienced no black people that's in the ghetto or none of that. They just see boys in the hood, stuff on TV, the news.
and rap videos.
Right.
But-
Yeah.
But hold on.
No,
Because I gotta.
Because you see these same people, you see us on these videos when they got the guns and extended clips and all that. You like, man, what I'm gonna do with him? So now, when they take them same people out the suburbs and put them on 93rd and Miles.
Come on.
Like, bro, you can't think you can have police from somewhere else come and patrol the
So
hood.
who coming on 93rd and Miles?
It should be somebody from 93rd and Miles.
But
Cause
I'm
it's
saying,
definitely
who
some
coming
cops.
up?
Yes,
Are you
so
saying
you know
are the-
what you pulling over.
No, I'm saying like
Oh,
if
you
you
talking about the
if
cops.
you
Yeah.
grew up on 131st
Yeah.
and you want to be a cop, you know 131st. So
I
they should
guess
put you in the neighborhood on Kinsman. It don't matter because when you pull up on Kinsman and you be like, hey man, what you doing on the corner, man?
Yeah.
Get the fuck off the corner.
And
Oh,
do
you got
your
that
thing.
gun on you? Man, put that gun up, man.
Do
I'm
you
taking
have
you
a
to jail
permit,
next
right?
time.
It shouldn't be
You know what I'm
somebody from
saying?
Lakewood and East Cleveland.
That's
They
a
come
phrase.
from Lakewood.
Oh,
They
I-
like,
I-
oh
that- I
shit.
definitely,
Yeah.
now that I can agree with you on. But I'm saying like where I'm at, like I don't carry myself like a disrespectful guy. I ain't walking in. Even if I seen the dude at my last place when they were, when they were letting other people move in, I'm seeing dudes hitting plays in the parking lot, pants down. I ain't white. I'm still seeing like, what the fuck is this nigga doing? Like, why is you doing it out here? Where I'm at, like you don't see that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't walking. A person be like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, how you doing?
But-
I don't carry myself like, I don't experience racism out there,
but you
bud.
40 plus though, so it's a
But
difference.
I understand that.
So it's a difference. That come with
But
time though. That come with time. You
I was
can't-
never that dude though that walked around with my pants sagging and none of that shit. I always been able to talk to people. That's what I'm saying. Everybody ain't like.
Okay, but let me ask you this. So back when you was 21, could you pull up with a car on Dayton's and you think they was gonna look at you the same way? When you pull up with a car on Dayton's and you playing
Dayton's
UGK? No, they not gonna look at you the
you
same way,
ain't
bro.
lying.
They'll look at you like that because you pulling up in this We Buy Junk car van or your
But
truck.
I wouldn't have pulled up. I wouldn't have pulled out there because my mind frame wouldn't allow me to go. I wanted to go to Maple Heights.
No, your mind frame
and
now wouldn't
Rockside
allow you to
Towers.
do that.
But back then,
But back then, if you
going
thought
out there,
if that's going out there, that's out the way.
Yeah.
So now to the young people that's 20-something years old, that's what's up to them to go all the way out there.
But can you agree that now, today, is different from when you were younger? By way of music and reality TV.
I can't be in that. I'm 31, so that shit was
What
basically probably the same. The hood, the music was still.
It
No.
was still, yes, it
No,
was.
hell
Like
no.
what? Like UGK?
No,
Nah,
UGK,
that wasn't
yeah.
UGK.
Yeah, he like
Well, yeah. I guess
like
you got
That's when it probably really started.
yeah, like Lil Baby,
no, no.
Da Baby. Like them niggas, like Drake was out when you were younger.
Yeah.
But the niggas is out now. Young Moneybag, Yo Gotti, them niggas wasn't out when
Yo
you was
Gotti
16.
was out.
When you was 16
Yo
years
Gotti
old.
was out.
Bub,
Yo
Yo
Gotti
Gotti
and
ain't been
Jeezy
making
came
no
out.
fucking
Yes.
music
They
15
had
years.
underground.
Yes.
Hell no.
Gotti was out.
underground
And
tape.
04,
Gotti was out.
Was he
Gotti
talking
was
about
out.
what he's talking about now though?
Yeah. Yeah.
But wait a
Yeah,
minute,
they-
you got
like-
Easy E and them. They were look at what they were talking about back
telling
then.
your age, we don't
I don't
say
care.
age.
Listen, so it don't matter.
Helen.
It don't matter. That's real though.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they
NWA.
were saying that. But these guys now they talking about all. What's the nigga they just got out of jail?
Oh, the one who
I know he's talking about.
your murder.
Yeah, that nigga
Yeah.
right there. Like
What you do?
Bobby
Do it-
Smurder?
do it,
Yeah.
LV?
Yo,
Hey!
Oh, hold on.
Wait a minute. Are we
I
mixing-
can do all
What's
that.
his name? Junior B?
That's June, baby.
That's
June.
June.
No, but I'm talking about
I'm talking
Smurder.
about June,
Like what the
baby.
fuck he talking about? I really
June,
listened
baby.
to that song since he got out of jail. That nigga talking about he ain't walking up. He ain't sitting up there talking about he walking up to a white person and killing him. He like, yeah, and he ran up and I shot him and da.
But what's
Like,
the
come
difference,
on,
though,
bub.
bro?
Come on,
from
bub.
Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society? What's
No,
the difference
no.
between any of that?
Yep.
It still was killing, bro.
It's
and that shit
different
came,
now
it
today
came
than
from
back then.
somewhere, man. It came from L.A., man. People in Chicago learned it from people in L.A., man. That gang shit came from L.A., man.
I think it's all the same.
I don't know.
It's
Larry
just
Hoover
evolving.
came about
Yeah.
Shot-Town, man. That motherfucker.
But they learned it from
Shit,
L.A., man. They been
mm.
banging forever, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
I just think that it's time. It's time for people be saying Black Lives Matter, and we all need to unite when it comes to blacks. I just don't think that realistically, when it comes to our race, that's gonna happen.
It won't.
Just because if a joker see, like we don't, you and I, we fuck with each other. everybody ain't like that. You, me, Pooh, E-Man, Rock, whoever else. We like our little. We don't compare ourselves to each other. But you got like we let a nigga in. Oh shit, nigga, Bub flipping 10 houses in a year. You know what I'm saying? He telling his man that shit. Now he plotting on you. And he can be a house. That nigga can be a carpenter. He can be just trying to figure out how to fuck around with houses. But he seeing you doing your thing. Now he hating on you. And don't let a woman get involved. Man, that nigga Bub, he financing that shit. He ain't paying cash for that shit.
That shit cash,
Like,
bro.
yeah, no.
But I just want to let you know, just in case you hear that shit cash. Ain't no
Can't
bank,
nobody
nothing.
tell me nothing about you.
Oh, okay, I'm just
Like, you already
letting them
know,
know
like,
we raw talk.
like,
this
yeah,
shit
yeah.
live, so I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
letting
can't
you
nobody
know.
tell me nothing
Hey,
about you.
y'all know what I said.
That shit.
Yeah, can't nobody tell me nothing about you.
Yeah, that
You know
shit.
what I'm saying?
That
I already know.
That shit being
Don't
wired.
nobody else know I
Real
know.
quick though, that's a good point, LeVar. Why do y'all think it's like that in our culture?
Women.
No, I don't think that.
I
Just
think it's
women?
women.
Wait a minute. Be
I
specific.
think women
Why do you
play.
think what is like what, Patrice?
Why can't we? And it really men no, it's women too. I can't say that.
It's a status
Why
thing.
can't we support each other? Why is it
We
okay?
haven't been taught.
That's what I said. I was about to say.
Yeah.
It's the fathers.
We haven't been taught.
I blame the dads. Well, I don't even blame the
You
dads.
can-
I
you can
blame
be-
the police, and I
Not even
blame
just
the
that.
crack epidemic because that was the problem. They took a lot of the black fathers away in the crack epidemic and locked them up, and a lot of kids was raised with no dads.
Hey, dog.
And I'm telling you, man, it's just how it goes.
If I listen to some of my relatives on my mother's side, I would be racist. Like I would hate white people. On my father's side, my great grandfather was 100% white.
My granddaddy hate white people.
I'm just saying, if I had to listen to them, but I didn't. Like my 8-year-old daughter, she don't go to neighborhood school. She go to school with white people, just because in the hood, like if you go to Kennedy, ain't a white person going there. When I went to school, I
I've
went to
seen
school
white
with
people in
white.
Kennedy.
Come
I
on,
have, bro.
Bub, man.
I'm just
Bub.
saying. No,
Bub.
Seen the
man.
teachers
Bub.
in Kennedy.
It was a kid, and it was
When?
it was
He
a
was
couple white
biracial.
kids.
When?
He was
They
biracial.
But I'm saying, when
That was
this?
06, man.
Well, yeah, who?
That was 06. That was
My
06.
daughter 8, though.
You remember this one
I'm talking
time?
about
He
20,
was adopted 'cause he
19,
didn't go.
2020, and
He was-
22. Like,
You don't think
my
it's no
daughter-
white kids in Kennedy?
Listen, my daughter went to Warner
No,
Girl.
no,
My daughter went to
not
Warner
at all.
Girl, and there ain't nothing but girls there.
Went to where?
I'm Warner Girls.
Okay.
In the first grade, I'm looking at these kids
Garfield. Is that
on
one of those?
Turney or whatever.
Okay.
I'm sitting up here looking at these kids. Like, these little girls got attitudes, hair, whatever.
But that come from
I'm
their
looking
mama.
at their mama coming to parent-teacher conference, tight jeans. Like, I can't ever remember seeing that, right? So she went there 1 year, and I told my daughter's mother, I said, yo, she can't go here no more. She's like, where do you want her to go? I say, a school where
Diversity.
it ain't just black people there. So the school she go to now, that she's in the 3rd grade, but the school she go to now, there is, she probably, if it's, the classrooms ain't big. It's only about 16 people in the class, 16 kids. But she probably, might be 4 blacks. It's whites, it's Puerto Ricans. It's not, that's what I was going. This shit is done by design. It ain't like we was busting on the west side. They ain't busting on the west side.
That's
now.
true. That's true.
Like when I was a kid, like they put people in certain situations. I don't want to get in detail of that because I don't want my brake line to go out and they be like, this nigga ran into a thing because he was drinking it. No, but on some real shit. Like they this shit is done by design. We don't know that, but we're not supposed to know that. But if you pay attention, they put people in certain areas, like people with Section 8 in Maple Heights and Garfield and wherever they at now. Before, back in the day, they ain't had that shit back there. They take people out of this area and put a certain people in this area. You just got to pay attention. That's all.
Okay. All right.
But, what?
I was about to say we're gonna shift gears a little bit.
Shift it.
Okay,
Pull a question.
shift it.
Have
We
Bud
gonna
pull it.
okay. We're gonna talk about this one. We're gonna talk about a couple more things, right?
Okay.
So, and raw it up.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you can pull it. So here's a card. I'm gonna have Bud pull the next card, but we're gonna talk about this card, right? And everybody gonna talk about this, right? What have you learned about love?
Oh, here they go with this.
Oh shit.
What?
You didn't just pull this card.
I did.
He randomly pulled
I-
it.
How
She
do we
looked
go
at a
from-
few
how do we
cards,
go
man.
from empowering
gotta pull
people
again,
to
man.
love, man.
No,
Bub,
no, no,
hey,
no,
Bub.
cards.
This
This
is
is
Bub.
love
Pull
shit.
that
Cards,
motherfucker. Fuck
This is
love.
raw. No,
Pull that shit.
This is raw. Wait a minute.
Pull that shit.
What have you learned about love?
Yeah,
huh?
and hold on,
Yeah,
before you go
you
into
gotta
it.
remember.
Why fuck love?
We need a woman and a man doing this show.
We do. We got
we,
two of y'all.
yeah.
No, fuck that.
We got two of
Why?
y'all.
No, hell no.
But listen,
It was
How
a
you just
random
randomly
card.
pull that shit out? Love.
Why are you so upset about
this
that?
is the
Lamar?
hand. It's the,
Why
It
are you
ain't
so
the hand.
That was
Look at
Why are you so upset
My
about?
man said the same thing. Look at him.
No.
He over there. He don't even want to show his face.
What's wrong with
This
talking
is
about love?
this
Ain't
he
nothing
the
wrong with
engineer.
love.
He don't need to
Ain't
show his
nothing wrong
face.
with love. Go ahead, Bub. Do
Go
your thing.
ahead.
I'll pull the
getting
next
really
one.
aggressive.
We
Aggressive
all
about
talking
love.
about this though.
No, we ain't gonna talk about no.
Yes,
Love
Yeah,
is-
we probably
I'm
should.
Hey,
It's
what was
raw.
that movie?
It's
Love is a
raw.
four-letter word like
It's
piss and shit.
somebody been hurt. So we gonna get to you. Somebody has been hurt in the building.
Yeah.
Okay, we gonna talk about it.
No, we ain't gonna talk
Yes,
about
we
it.
are. It's
Why
raw
not?
talk. You can't. When you was just walking around here, I'm like, oh, my makeup and all that. It's raw. It's raw. Come
They ain't
on.
on camera.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Go ahead,
Patrice,
Bub.
go
You
ahead on with that
overthinking.
bullshit.
The camera's still on.
But so the question is, guys, and again, this is called, I got this from my therapist, Jay Barnett, a good icebreaker, deeper talk, creating lasting and more impactful connections. All right.
Come on,
so, Bub, what have you learned about love?
You know, I just started the book, 5 Love Languages, so I don't know yet.
Okay, Bub.
Do you know your love languages? Like, what's your first love language?
Like I say, I just started the book. No, man, that ain't the
No,
love
I'm just
language,
talking-
man.
Please bleep that out.
Hey, no.
You crazy,
Damn.
man. I'm
Yeah,
talking.
we know he was
This
on
gonna
our-
talk right now.
Crazy.
I'm fucking with Sharada and Patrice.
No, I guess affirmation. I really hit all 5 of them if I had to guess. Like I haven't read it again. I ain't.
So what would be your first, like, okay, so I'm gonna go through them. So it's quality time.
Yep.
It's physical touch.
Yep.
It's words of affirmation.
Yep.
It's gifts. What's
Yep.
the other one?
Physical touch. Did you
I
say
said
that?
that. Gifts.
Acts
Mental.
of
It's,
service.
acts of
Acts
service.
of service.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your
I think it's all of them. Like I'd like for you to pop up and bring me some food.
okay, you want it?
I like gifts for sure.
So I'm gonna bring you a bean pie.
I don't eat the, I don't eat the bean pies. I don't
He
eat the
Muslim,
bean
y'all. I'm
pies.
sorry. That was a little jokey joke.
I mean, the quality time, I don't really care about that. That's a woman's thing.
You
But
just
You
want
don't
some
care about
food and some
spending
gifts.
time?
no, not really. I mean, I'm growing to know, like, you know, women do like quality time, and you got to
Not all.
take out a day for them, VAR. You got to take out a day for the woman that
Hold on,
you are.
let me
you know.
let me
Wait till we get to you.
Hold on. I got this because he threw me in there. He turned me on to some shit that I tell everybody about, but I won't tell everybody about it here. He told me about I got a lot of I admire him for the family time and
I got to shout out my son's mother for that though.
Hey,
She be all on my ass, man.
yeah. Hey,
What's her
listen,
name? Shout her out. What's her name?
Andrea.
Andrea. Shout out to Andrea
2
for
days he
getting them
Andrea.
together.
It's 2 days he don't
Talk
miss.
to him.
That's my real estate agent
Hey.
and everything.
Oh,
Hey,
nice.
Good.
It's 2 days he don't miss, and I'll let him tell you that. But when we was talking about that shit, it was just like, again, I tell you, I'm proud of him. I love him.
Tell us about it.
I learned.
Oh,
I learned a lot from
my
him.
date night on Thursdays.
Yeah.
You know.
So
that's-
this is with your significant other.
yeah.
Okay.
Date night every Thursday. We got to do that every
No
Thursday.
matter what.
Unless, you know, like I got to go on a business trip or something, but I do it on Wednesday.
So you
but-
you said quality time don't really mean that much to you, but you make it a point to do date night, right?
it
so
mean
what
that much to her.
Right. So is that why you do it? Because you know it means that much to her, and have you seen a change in how she treats you because you have committed that time to her?
Yeah, she, you know, that's what she likes. So at the same time, you know, all the stuff that I like, the food that I want, you know,
Let's have a headache.
how I want to be treated. I don't want to hear that, and all the shit I put her through for real. Like
Mhm.
I'm an asshole. I know it. You know, it's just how it goes. So I just know, like, you know, if she need the quality time, that's not much. You know, I leave out the house and go work. So if she needs some quality time and that make her happy, why not give it to her? This is just a day. It ain't gonna kill me.
Good job, Bub.
Good job.
Do it,
Okay.
Bub.
What have I learned about love?
Bring that card over here.
It's coming.
You getting it?
It's coming.
That nigga work too much. That's why
30
he
minutes
is.
is up. I gotta go.
I've learned anyway. Anyway,
That's
I've
that guy
learned.
shit, huh?
I've learned to put me first, and to shut up, James, and to love on me, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to love who God brings into my life. You know, who I'm that wife for, is if I have loved on me, so this person knows how to love on me. If I know what my triggers are, and I could communicate that with him, you know, that's the best thing that
I mean, communication is the key. She also told me
Shut
that.
up. I'm drinking water. I'm good.
Okay, no, I was on her to get the card.
Wow, so you can hurry up and get it.
You
It's
will.
coming. It's
Okay,
coming.
yeah. Come
What have I learned about love?
You know how to catch? Big dog. You know how to catch?
Take the
love
hand.
is vulnerable and understanding. Like, I've learned that. Showing vulnerability and understanding how someone else receives love and accepts it. So, yeah, I think that's important, especially in marriage.
What have you learned about love?
The question didn't change.
I know I ain't never been